Hello, welcome to Align. So tonight, props wise, we may get to them 2 blocks in a strap, and then we'll be using a wall as well. So you'll want to clear some space where we can get to that at some point. For tonight, why don't we just start resting on your back? So find a comfortable position to rest in. Gently close your eyes. As you're lying here, start to feel how the body moves with your breath. As the chest rise and fall. As you inhale, you also feel the lungs expanding out to the sides, not just rising, but expanding in all directions. Relax your tongue down and away from the roof of your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your soft palate. Now, on your next inhale, we're going to slowly start to lengthen the breath to a slow 4 or 5 count in your head. It's a nice, long, steady breath. As you inhale, can you feel the belly expand up like a balloon with the inhale? As you exhale, we gently pull the belly in to help empty the lungs. Taking your time on your next exhale, slowly start to lengthen, so that the inhale and exhale are the same way. After your next inhale, we add a slight pause. Exhale and pause. As your tongue, your throat, your soft palate relaxes, as the breath lengthens, you may begin to hear your breath in the inner ear. Sounds of the ocean. A giant breath, victorious breath. Victory over the pose, over the breath, and over the mind. Search for this breath as we settle into each pose. As the mind wanders, as the mind will do, bring your awareness back to this breath. Taking this moment here without judging or criticism. Observe how your body feels. Just being aware of any aches or pains, tights, stiffness, areas that may be holding tension, stress. If you choose to do so, set an intention for your practice. Slowly reaching awareness back to the body. You wiggle the fingers and toes. You can bring both of the knees up to your chest. Hug. Look on side to side. Back. Extend your arms out to the side. Let's on an exhale. To the left. Toward the
I think I lost you on your ear set.
what's that?
I can barely hear you on your ear set.
Barely hear me. All right, give me a second here then. All right, so lying on your back, knees come up into the chest, arms out to your side. And as you exhale, you're going to drop the knees over to the left toward the floor. Allow your gaze to fall where your neck is comfortable. Maybe even gently close the eyes. Keep that long, steady breath. And we slowly come back to center. Your next exhale, dropping the knees over to the right toward the floor. Gaze where the neck is comfortable. And breathe. Back to center. Go ahead and give the knees another little hug. You can roll up to seated. We'll find our way to all fours. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. Inhale, we drop the belly down toward the mat. Arch and look up to the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, lifting your back, and the head hangs. Inhale, untuck the tailbone, belly drops, arch and look up. Exhale, tucking the tailbone under, lifting your back, and the head hangs last. And go ahead and do two more at the pace of your own breath. When you're done, we'll just meet in a neutral spine. Keep those hands pressing firmly into the mat. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift the hips up and back to down dog. Keeping the knees bent so you can really lengthen through the body. Pressing those hands through your mat into the floor. Keeping the left leg bent as you would take the right heel toward the floor.
And breathe. Bending the right leg, left heel toward your mat. And long, steady breath. And feel free to go back and forth on your own. Wake up the back of those legs. We come both knees bent. And on your inhale, we take both of the heels toward the floor. And breathe. Inhale, you're going to walk your feet forward between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And breathe. Next inhale, we're going to rise all the way up, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale down to heart center. Inhale, we lift the arms. On an exhale, we're going to drop the hips down and back as if you're going to sit into a chair. Keep extending out those fingertips. I'm going to drop the right arm hand down toward the floor, bringing it behind you. Arms come to a T as you gaze over the right shoulder. And breathe. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale, dropping your left arm. Arms come to a T as you gaze over the left shoulder. Breathe. We come back to center. Inhale, we come all the way to standing. Gentle back bend. And on an exhale, swan dive, forward fold. And hang like a rag doll. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. And breathe. Inhale, we halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back to plank. Slowly lower with control. Point the toes. Inhale, lift the chest. Cobra, Bhujangasana. Bringing the breath fully into the belly. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, lift the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up toward the ceiling. Bringing that right foot forward. Between the hands, toes in line with the fingertips. Left heel rotates down onto your mat. Toes are pointed to the side. Lining your feet, right heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. And on an inhale, we windmill the arms up to a T. Palms to the ceiling, chest opens. Turning only your hands, palms back down to the floor as you gaze over the middle finger of the right hand. Virabhadrasana 2. And breathe. And you're going to drop that left arm behind the back, lifting the right up toward the ceiling, gazing up to the palm on the right hand. Tafrita Virabhadrasana, reverse warrior. You're going to windmill the hands down to your mat, rotating onto the left toes. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg lifts. Left foot forward, toes in line with the fingertips. Right heel rotates down. Left heel is in line with the arch of the right foot. Inhale, we windmill the arms up to a T. Palms to the ceiling, chest open. And turning all your hands, palms to the floor as you gaze over the middle finger of the left hand. And breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, and your soft palate. Right arm comes behind the back as you lift your left up toward the ceiling, gazing up to the palm on the left hand. And breathe. Now, windmill the hands down to your mat, rotating on the right toes, left foot steps back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, downward dog. And bring your knees down to your mat and grab one of your blocks and put it in front of your mat as tall as it will stand. Use it here in just a moment. And then coming back to fours, toes tuck, inhale, lift the hips. Right leg lifts. Right foot forward. Left heel rotates down. Inhale, we windmill the arms, a warrior two. And breathe. Left arm comes behind the back, right arm lifts up toward the ceiling. Turn around the other way. We're going to come fold forward so your right hand finds your block. Left arm can be released. So we're going to balance pose. We're going to do half moon. So on an inhale, you're going to straighten the right leg. So just start here first. Establish your balance. And if you are stable and want more, the chest starts to open up to the left. Hips open to the left, toes are pointed to the left. And if we need more here, the left arm begins to rise up toward the ceiling. But listen to your body. See where you are this evening. Ardha Chandrasana. When we fall out, we just simply reground that right foot. You can shift that block wherever you may need to help support your balance. Another breath. And we're gonna lift the chest, landing that left foot behind you. And then windmill the hands down to your mat. Come onto the left toes, step back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and breathe. The left leg lifts. Bring that left foot forward. Right heel onto the mat, windmill, warrior two. And breathe. Right arm comes behind the back as the left arm lifts. Breathe. We're going to fold forward. Left hand's going to find your block. Right arm releases. And as you're ready on an inhale, the left leg straightens. Just being aware of differences from side to side. Maybe this is as far as we go. Maybe the hips and chest open to the right. Or maybe that right arm lifts. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And breathe. Just reground. Be gentle with yourself. Just give it another moment. When we're done, we'll land that right foot coming back to warrior two. And then we'll windmill down to the mat, stepping back with the left foot. Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Go ahead and bring your knees down to your mat. We're going to do a little headstand sequence. So before we do that, we're going to warm up the shoulders. So forearms are going to come down to your mat. Your fingers are going to interlock. And then you're going to lift your hips up and back just like you would in downward dog. Inhale, you come forward, bringing that chin in front of the hands so you're more like in a low plank. And then you pushing back to that downward dog. Just do 4 or 5. You can certainly drop to your knees if need be. Just want to engage the entire shoulder muscle group. And bring a little heat. And when you're done, you just rest your knees back down onto your mat. Okay. So we're going to use the wall for this next part. Excuse me. So we're going to do something very similar to what we just did as far as how the arms are. We're going to rest our head on the floor between our arms. So as a reference, if we're not sure where to rest our head on the floor, taking the heel of your hand to the bridge of your nose, and where that middle finger rests on your head, think about the size of a tennis ball area. That's about the area we want rested on the mat. Before we go into the position, we'll kind of get an idea of how far the hips are away from the wall. So take your feet to the wall. Let's get a reference of where your hips are. And then we're not going to go fully into a headstand. So if you do choose to lift a leg, we're only going to lift one leg at a time. We'll come back to like the position we did when we warmed up the shoulders. Forearms are on your mat, fingers are interlocked. Remembering that area on your head, you're going to rest on the mat between your forearms. Take a foot up the wall, and then straighten the legs. Again, if you care, you can lift one leg, but only lift one leg at a time. I want to keep one foot on the wall. When you're done, just come back down to your knees. And breathe. Remember, we're breathing. That looks very good. That looks good. So if I'm being very greedy, I'd ask you to move your feet down maybe 3 inches. There you go. Very good. So ideally, we want to be like at a 90-degree angle if we can get there. Good. And breathe. How'd that feel?
Good. I think I have my hands placed not kind of behind.
Are you cupping your head like a basket?
Right, I thought I was, but I think my head,
No, you don't need to.
my pinkies were underneath my head.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a preference thing. Some people actually like to cup their head. I do not. So when I'm in the position, I can't really tell if I'm showing you.
Yeah.
I actually straighten my pinkies because I feel like it gives me this whole area on the mat. It's just more comfortable for me. So maybe you want to try it that way and see if that's any different for you.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, if you add this to your normal practice, what you'll find those little intricate changes that you'll find more comfortable one way or the other. And as long as the head is in the right place and your elbows aren't like way out here, you want to try to keep them as close under the shoulders as possible, then those little things are fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And you want to try a regular headstand.
Is turning around?
Yes. So yes, what we would do, give yourself about 4 inches away from the wall because it's easier to fall into the wall that way. And once you get past gravity. So arms are the same, elbows under shoulders, fingers are interlocked. I'm going to rest my head on the mat. And then it's going into that little dolphin here. And then walk the feet as close to the wall as possible. Your back might even touch the wall. And then try to lift one leg. Oh, well, there you go. Good. So if you get to that point, move a little bit further away from the wall
There you go. Good. Excellent. And breathe. Excellent. Very good. Very good.
This is all new.
You did
I
great.
tried
That
to
was-
do one in class and I flipped over. So the wall's my friend right now.
I do them against the wall because it's one less thing I need to think about.
Right.
I don't touch the wall. I'm, maybe 3 or 4 inches away from the wall, my entire body. So then I can focus just on my posture, right? I
Right.
did, and not worrying about,
Tweaking whatever it is to stay up.
right. And I'm
Yeah.
not just worried about falling, you know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't need the wall, but it's just, it's one less thing to worry about, right? So yeah, practice against the wall, and then you'll build that confidence, right? So if you can stay in a position for 3 breaths and never touch the wall, even when you come up into
Yeah.
it, right? You'll build that kind of endurance level up. But yeah, don't
Okay.
be ashamed of the wall. Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. Let that, yeah. Wall is your friend.
I need to practice more of it, but I'm just,
Yeah.
I'll get there.
And if you're having a hard time not flinging, if you come a little bit further away from the wall, that's going to give you that extra I'm using engineering words. Give you extra momentum.
I know what inertia means. That's good.
Okay. It'll change that point so that you're over the center of gravity, and you'll find it maybe easier to lift the legs. But then let me just show you
Right.
this.
I want to get to the point where I'm not donkey kicking. I want to
Yeah.
kind of be able to get it to where I can get my butt over my head and then straighten my legs. But I know that's core, a lot of it too. So
It's core, and this is a traditional way of going into the pose. I mean, if you wanted to try like the tripod thing and then like bending the legs and lifting them, you can do that as well. But then it's totally different muscle group.
okay.
But if I go further away from the wall, I'm going to go, maybe 12 inches here. As I go here, as my back gets close to the wall, my toes are floating. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
And I'm going to crash into the wall a little bit, but then I can push off the wall with my feet and kind of do this.
Okay.
So this distance that my tibia, that's kind of where I'm at. And then I
Okay.
can work on my alignment and all that. Then maybe I just kind of come here.
Okay.
And if I need the wall, it's right there.
Okay.
So I did not do anything. Literally, as I went past my center of gravity, my toes started to float up off the floor.
Okay. Okay. So it's not so much.
And then you're not using as much core muscle that, the gravity is helping you.
Okay.
And where your whole center of gravity is. You just want to, again, sometimes you bang into the wall a little bit there, but that's another good way to help find those muscles. Once you find them and you can really feel what you did, it'll become easier.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's go ahead and just lie on your back here just for a moment. Let's kind of normalize everything here. So lying on your back, bring your hands underneath your butt, palms around your mat. On an inhale, you're going to come up onto your elbows, maybe even walk them a little closer together. And then allow the head to hang so the chest opens. And breathe. And exhale, lower back down to your mat. You can remove the hands out from underneath you. We'll just stay on our back here.
You're gonna bend both of the legs so the bottoms of your feet are on your mat. You're gonna cross and place that right ankle on the left knee. You're gonna bring that left knee up into the chest so fingers can interlock above or behind the left knee. As we pull that left knee into the chest, see if you can allow your head to rest on your mat. And breathe. So recline pigeon. Relaxing your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Breathe. Relax your tongue, your throat, your soft palate. Keeping the knees in the chest, release the arms out to your side like a T. On the exhale, you're going to drop the legs over to the left toward your mat. Gaze falls where the neck is comfortable. And breathe. If you want a little extra here, maybe to help open up the outside of the right hip or even that glute, taking your left hand on the outside of the right knee, just above your knee. You can pull that toward your mat. I'll deepen the twist. You may even feel a little bit more in that right glute. And inhale, we're going to bring the legs back to center, uncrossing the right leg. Left ankle on the right knee. Reach down, interlocking the fingers above or behind the right knee, resting your head on your mat. And breathe. And that long, steady breath. A long, steady breath. Keeping the knees in the chest, extend the arms out to your side, like a T, and exhale, dropping the legs over to the right toward your mat. And breathe. If you care to here, you can do this if you did it on the other side, taking your right hand to the outside of the left thigh, just above the knee, and maybe Bring it a little more toward the mat. And breathe. Another breath. And we slowly come back to center. Can uncross that left leg. We're going to stay here with the feet on your mat. Now on the next inhale, we're going to press those feet into the mat. Heels are heavy as we lift the pelvis. Hand can stay to your side, or maybe they come underneath an interlock. Pressing those hips. Breathe. Release the hands, slowly lower the hips with control. You want to bring the knees into the chest for a little hug, a little rock side to side. And do that same thing 2 more times. So release the knees, feet find your mat. And on inhale, we press in, lifting the pelvis. And breathe. And exhale, lower with control. And bringing the knees back into the chest. One last time, we'll rest the feet on the mat. On your inhale, you're going to lift the pelvis, maybe a little higher this time. And breathe. And exhale, lower with control. This time we'll do happy baby, bringing the knees in, arms between the legs. Did you grab the bottoms of the feet? Rock side to side or front to back. Whatever kind of feels good to you here. You can straighten the legs, pull those knees into the armpits. Another breath. And slowly straighten your legs back down to your mat. Big toes come together and touch. Heels are about sitting bone distance apart. Feel the lower back widen. And on an exhale, release the legs so the feet fall out toward the sides. Arms come to your sides, palms facing down. Pressing the hands gently into the mat, just allowing the shoulder blades to lighten so the shoulder blades can come down the back. Rest them down, and then turn only your hands, palms back up toward the ceiling.
Gently lift your head, thinking of making the back of the neck long. Rest the head down. Eyes are gently closed. Relax your tongue. Relax your throat. Relax your soft palate. With each exhale, release and relax, allowing the body to become heavy and to sink into your mat. You may even have the sense as if you are floating in water with just the chest and the face floating above. Nothing to achieve, nothing to accomplish. Simply breathe and allow the passive breath to breathe you.
Ramadasa Sase Soham. Ramadasa Sase Soham. Ramadasa Sase Soham. Soham.
Slowly start to lengthen your breath. As your breath lengthens, start to bring awareness into our hands and our feet, gently moving your fingers and toes. As your breath moves you, allow this awareness to move up your arms and up your legs, back into the body as we begin to reawaken. I'm going to slowly bend both of your legs so the bottoms of your feet are resting on your mat. Slowly lifting your right arm, resting on the mat above your head. And as your breath moves you on an exhale, roll onto your right side. With each exhale, release and relax. As your breath moves you, keeping the eyes closed and the head heavy, slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Hands rest in your lap. Bringing our awareness back to our breath. Taking this moment to observe how the body feels. Recalling how we felt when we began our practice. Simply observing any change. Neither good nor bad. Simply change. Give yourself thanks and gratitude for taking time out of your day for you and for this practice. May the powers that be send forth strength that you might live, as you dream to live, that you might become blessed, again blessed, yet triply blessed, and become an even greater blessing to all those you meet. Be gentle, be kind, be humble, be wise. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.